A friend of mine wanted to create a website. She started with WordPress but then quickly bailed because she found it too confusing. She moved over to Wix and quickly got started designing her new website. But when she wanted to make some basic adjustments to the template, she messed it up and she couldn't get the formatting right again. After a few hours, she finally gave up and called it good enough. Wix is great to a certain point, but I found that most people need a more flexible system than Wix. WordPress is perfect for growing businesses and can be just as easy to use as Wix with the right guide. I'm Laura from solopreneurmentor.com. I have 15 years experience building an online business from home called D3 Website Solutions. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to set up WordPress hosting. You will need hosting for your new website since WordPress cannot run on Wix hosting. Don't worry, it's easy to do. Let's tackle your technology trouble together. The first thing any website needs is a hosting environment. It's a server where the files for the website live. If you are moving from Wix, Wix is your current host, and what you're going to need to do is create a host on another server so that you have somewhere to build your WordPress site, because you can't use Wix. Wix will not allow you to put WordPress on their server. So if you go to my resources section for solopreneurs on my website and scroll down, you will see a hosting section, and there are two links, InMotion Hosting and then D3 Solutions. Now the InMotion Hosting link is an affiliate link, and it is an affiliate link that will lead you to InMotion Hosting, where you can sign up for a shared hosting environment for $5.99 per month. It's pretty comparable to anything you'll get at GoDaddy. They do offer a little bit more resources for that money. And I also have been very pleased with InMotion Hosting. I've been with them for a number of years, and I have what's called a VPS through them. Now, if you're interested in the differences between shared hosting and VPS, I highly recommend you check out the article listed below this video for more information on that. But in order to proceed, you're going to need to sign up with hosting. You don't have to use InMotion Hosting, but if you do, feel free to click on that link. Alternatively, I do have managed WordPress hosting through my business, D3 Website Solutions, and that is on a VPS with only clients that I manage. So it's a very small environment. I manage everybody on the server, and you will get a lot more value if you host with me than going through shared hosting. Again, check out that article if you want more information on that. But if you do choose to host through me, you click on this link, contact me, I'll be in touch, and we will work out a plan for getting your hosting set up, and I will actually do all the install for you for WordPress and anything else you need, so you don't have to even watch this video if you decide to host through me. But if you decide not to, feel free to get that hosting signed up. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the business hosting. They also have WordPress hosting. They're very similar in nature, so it really doesn't matter. They're actually the same price too. So you could click on WordPress hosting and go for that. And you can choose between 3 options here. I would say that this 2 times the performance is probably a pretty good option for most websites, especially if you're trying to grow your audience. So I would recommend staying with the middle of the line, but you could also go with the launch and then move up if you need to later. But if you click on order now, you can either click on 1 year or 2 year to pay. You can see there's a price difference between the two. Once you click on that, you'll go through a secure checkout process. What you're going to do is you're going to actually type in that you already own a domain because you are already on a Wix website. So that domain that you own for Wix is the domain you're going to type in here. It may seem a little strange because you already have that domain over in Wix, but trust me on this one. So the website I'm going to be moving over for this series of videos is called blueskycounselingnc.com. Here I click continue. And then depending on where you live, you might want the data center closest to you. Really doesn't matter. You might see a little bit faster speeds if the data center is closer to you when you're working on your actual server. So I am on the East Coast, so I'm going to go ahead and choose Washington, D.C. They offer to install WordPress for you, but I don't recommend that you do that this time. Just go ahead and click no thanks. And the reason is I'm going to show you how to install it so that you actually can be informed on how to do that. And then we've got all these options here. You can see, again, I'm paying for 1 year. So that's the cost of the 1 year. And I'm going to click continue. Then it's going to ask me for my billing information. If you type in your email address here, what's going to happen is after you've paid, they're going to send you an email and they're going to ask you to set up a password for ANP, and that's their backend administration area. So that's an important step. When you get that email after you've signed up, you need to set up that password and you need to write it down. That is the most important thing you can do, is write it down. So use an email address here that you use as your primary email that you can get to. And so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through with this process because it's pretty straightforward from here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like once you actually log in to AMP for the first time. This is what AMP looks like on the back end. What we're primarily concerned about is the CPanel down here. If you click on CPanel, you will go to a control panel that looks like this. This is where you will manage everything that has to do with your website. The problem being that you have told it your primary domain name, or I've told it at least, blueskycounselingnc.com, which is currently pointing to a Wix website, and we want it to remain pointing to the Wix website until we've actually transferred everything over. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a temporary domain name, and we're going to link it to this account so that we can start building WordPress on that temporary domain name. And then when we're ready to go live with the website, we can make the primary domain name point to this server. So I'm going to show you all those steps. So the first thing we need to do in order to do that is go to Wix. And this is assuming that Wix actually is managing your domain name. Now, if you registered your domain name through somewhere else, GoDaddy, through 1&1, through Network Solutions, this is going to look different. But if you went into Wix.com, set up your account, and managed your domain name through them, this is the step you want to take. You can still apply the same step to a different domain registrar if you so desire. So don't skip ahead if this doesn't apply to you. So what you're going to first do is go to Manage Site, and you're going to go to the site address, click Manage, and then Manage Domains. Once you are there, you're going to go to the Advanced tab, and you're going to click on Edit DNS. What you're going to do is under the A host, you're going to click on Add Another, and you're going to type in a temporary domain name. Now, I've already put one in here. It's wp.blueskycounselingnc.com. It can be whatever you want it to be. Just make sure it's something you remember. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put in the IP address of the server. Now, when you log into AMP, you can get that information, and let me show you where that is located. Okay, so we are in CPanel, and the way we got there again was we logged into AMP and then clicked on CPanel. In CPanel, you're going to type in the word DNS at the top here, and you're going to go to the Advanced Zone Editor, and you're going to scroll down once the zone file records load. And this is the IP address, the A record for your main domain name here. This is the IP address that you want to use here. So you're going to copy that IP address, and you're going to put it into the points to portion right here next to the host name that you've created. Once you've done that, you're going to click on Save DNS. Now that we've done that, what we want to do is we want to make sure we remember what this URL is. We're going to go back to the control panel, and we're already in this advanced zone editor, which is where we want to stay. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a new record for this particular domain name. Now, there are multiple ways to do this. You can do it from the advanced zone editor, but I actually think it's a little bit more easy to do it a different way. So if we scroll down, we can see that we have aliases, redirects, and add-on domains. We actually want to click on aliases. So we're going to type in that domain name that we just created. And we're going to click on add domain. You don't want to put HTTP in front of it or www. You want to just put the domain name that you have there and click add domain. And then once we click go back, we're going to see that it redirects to the domain root, which is what we want. So this actually should be pointing to the root of the server now, so that when someone hits this domain name, they type it into their browser, it'll go to the server. Now you can see there's a welcome, coming soon, stay tuned message. If you aren't using InMotion hosting, you're not seeing this, that probably means it's going to take a few more minutes for this record to show. Now, that's the issue. That's why I did this record a while ago, because sometimes it can take an hour or two for new records to start working. So don't fret if you go there and you're not seeing that. Give yourself a little bit more time, and then try it again. And once you're seeing this, then you can move on to the next step, which is actually setting up WordPress on the server. We tackled your technology trouble together. See, that wasn't so hard. Thanks for watching this video, and please be sure to check out the additional resources listed below and share this video with friends that need technology help too. Make sure you come back next week and watch the next video in this series, which is how to install WordPress. Please visit solopreneurmentor.com for more tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to use technology to make you more productive in building your business from home.